Hello and welcome back. I know it's been a long time. It's been about a month since we've done this, but welcome back to another episode of Loud and Opinionated. I am one of your hosts, Jake Williams, alongside Derek Watson.
Ohana means family.
Oh, God. I was waiting for you to say something weird or awkward, and you didn't disappoint. You didn't.
My Stitch voice.
You've been hanging around the kid too long. That's what's happening, man.
I
You're
know.
losing your mind.
She thinks it's hilarious.
I'm sure she does. So yeah, the reason why we kind of just wanted to get that out of the way, it's going to be a little bit different than the usual episodes. The Watson report, all the other stuff we usually do, that'll come back next week when we're back in the full swing of things. But we're kind of shaking the rust off in this episode, so it's going to be fun times for you.
Do you have the TV on?
So the reason why Ashley does in the background.
Sounds like
You turn it down in there.
Sounds like somebody's dying. I heard ah.
Yeah, she's watching.
What is she
ER.
watching? Oh.
I was kidding, but not really. Anyway, so we've been gone for about a month. Derek's been moving, and then right after that, we both decided this was a good time to go to vacation. So we both went on vacation, separate parts of the country.
We had to get out of the way before football season.
That's true. So Derek, how did you take your little loud and opinionated vacation? How was that month off for you?
You know, I missed listening to your voice.
Oh, that's sweet.
That was the hardest part, getting through it. No, it was good. I mean, moving's always stressful. I moved in with my girlfriend pretty much officially. I mean, I've been staying here for a while, but I just had an apartment full of crap that I had to move. And so that was a pain in the ass, of course. But
yeah,
got that over with. Had a lot of work and then headed off to California to see some of my old high school friends. We go to a music festival out there every year, as you well know, called Outside Lands in San Francisco. Super fun. Smaller group this year than we normally have. I don't know if we're going to be back next year, if we're going to try to do something else, but it was fun as always. A little bit more relaxing, I'd say, with the smaller group, which was nice. Getting back in the swing of things. There's still some mess around the apartment I need to clean up, but
what was that
this weekend?
Yeah, what was the lineup this year?
There weren't a lot of big names. For example, Janet Jackson was one of the headliners.
What?
Yeah, a little weird. Florence and the Machine was probably my favorite headliner. She was, I knew a few songs by her, and I thought she was talented, so I thought it'd be a cool show. We ended up getting really good spots for her, and oh my God, like if you ever get a chance, just incredible performer, incredible voice. She did a really cool thing, which we're probably the youngest people that can remember a time. This kind of goes back to our first podcast about millennials. You remember a time where you go to a concert and there's not 5,000 cell phones up the entire show. And all you see is screens in front of you. I remember when I was younger going to concerts and nobody had cell phones out, and you're just so much, you get to experience it in such a better way. And she actually had everybody put their phones away, and she was serious about it, and everyone did it. We made it through a whole song where nobody took them out, and then a couple people took them out the next song, and then 3 songs later they were all back out. But it was really nice to have that experience, and wow, she was incredible. So it was a great show. Most of the other bands, there were a lot of good artists, but not a lot that I could rattle off that were big names. Deza was there. They've been there before. Super good. If you're into EDM kind of music, softer EDM. But, it was great. California's always fun. It's a whole different world out there. I forgot my toothpaste and toothbrush back here at home. And so the first night there, I had to go over to the closest store. And of course, the only store within walking distance was a super bougie, hipster, natural, organic, everything that you imagine, stereotypical Californian store. And they didn't have normal toothpaste. So I had to pay like $5 for a jar. Here, I'll go grab it for the video people.
Oh my God, a jar.
A jar of this toothpaste, and look at this. It looks like legitimately looks like mud or like paste.
It's legit paste. That's so
Yeah.
weird.
Well, yeah. So, and it's very weird, and it's made with baking soda, so it has that weird, not salty, but I don't know how else to describe it, the baking soda taste. But it's also super minty. Like by the time I'm done brushing my teeth, like I have to get it out because it almost burns. Michelle accidentally got some on her arm the other night before we went to bed, and she woke up in the middle of the night and was like, "My arm's burning." So yeah, so that was interesting. A great time as always, though. I want to hear about your trip, though. You went to Colorado?
Yeah, I went to Colorado for the first time ever. As you can see, I got one of these hats. Actually got two Colorado hats, which is funny. Yeah,
So funny.
I remember getting into the state and we drove, so that was like 10 hours from Des Moines to Colorado Springs. It's 10 hours, and we stayed in this cabin called Paradise, and they had a
Perfect.
theme and they went for it, man. There was bear bedspreads, there was bear shower curtains, there all the stuff was bear themed. So I'll give them credit, whoever did that.
Did you say you had a friend named Dare Bear?
No, I should have. Um, yeah, and it was just something else. Like when we actually got closer to Colorado Springs, and I actually started to see the mountains. First of all, we couldn't see them when we got into like Denver because of the California wildfires. It's still hazy, so there was a part where we saw them in the distance, but we kind of couldn't make them out because it was so foggy. But once we got closer to Colorado Springs and I actually got to see the mountains, I was just blown away. Like it not just because of the elevation, it's breathtaking. Like it was something else, and I've always wanted to go there. And
Wait, was that your first time in Colorado?
yeah, I've never been to Colorado before.
Wait, was that your first time seeing real mountains?
I would say so. Yeah, I haven't really.
Wow.
No,
I didn't realize that. That's
not true.
crazy.
That's not true because I saw mountains when I went to Portland a couple years ago. But yeah, this was only like the second.
Those aren't really the same though as like the
Yeah.
Rockies.
They're not the Rockies, sure. And this was really only the second vacation I've had like on the western side of the country. So I'd never really gone to the west that much. And yeah, it's a really beautiful state. We went whitewater rafting. But essentially, it was just a glorified floating trip because we were on the Arkansas River and it was like the lowest they'd ever seen along like this time of year. So
Really?
it was kind of just a floating trip. I mean, we hit a couple rapids here and there, but you know, it was just essentially a floating trip, which was fine because I like floating trips too. We went inside this cave of the winds, and we did a lantern tour. So there was no light in the cave, but this little lantern you had,
That
and
sounds awesome.
yeah, they told it like it was kind of cheesy because it was like ghost stories, but it was actually pretty. Like the dude that was our tour guide, you could tell he was super into his job. He was like he was just a creepy looking dude to begin with, but then he had like a creepy laugh, and it was really fun. And then what else did we do? We went to the Royal Gorge, which is like a big national park there, and we walked on like this the biggest suspension bridge. That's like their landmark there. Funny story. I was eating it up. I was having a great time. But Ashley, I've never seen her speed walk so fast out of a situation.
The bridge.
Yeah, because she doesn't like heights, and because it was moving, because it's a suspension bridge, so it was super windy that day. So it felt like the bridge was moving, and then people were walking by, and the boards just felt loose, and she was just like, this is cool, but I need to get off this bridge.
Yeah. I'm kind of looking forward to, but kind of not. Rochelle is coming to the Ohio State game with me this year, and she hates flying. Like, she almost had a panic attack once when we could hear a plane because my old apartment was next to the airport. We could hear a plane revving up, and she like started having a panic attack listening to it from a distance. So that should be interesting.
Yeah, it was even funny because I have a video. I'm thinking about. I was just gonna put it up on my YouTube channel, but I took a video of us inside on the Royal Gorge. You can ride a gondola, and to the other side of the park because it's two parks because it's in a gorge and a thing. And again, Ashley was like, "I'm not a fan of this because the gondola kind of sways. It's on this cable, but it kind of sways gondolas on the wind." And I was having a great time. I'm scared of heights, but I never once felt like nervous about it.
They're usually pretty safe.
That's what I was thinking. I was like, they wouldn't keep
like
putting
if you think about it, if a gondola fell in the U.S. and like had people on it, it would be a national story because there would be a bunch of people dead.
Yeah,
it's almost like a plane crash, like a small plane, but so they're pretty safe.
Yeah, and there was a couple. We went to this Cave of the Winds. Also had like this other. I forgot to mention they had like this little obstacle course that keeps going up and up and up, and like you have like a harness. And I didn't really do that. I was kind of mom on that day. I was just taking pictures. And before that, I'd actually went on a separate. There's like a zip line and there's an obstacle course. I did the zip line. I was terrified because again, it's on the side of like a mountain, but it was pretty tame compared to the one at the Royal Gorge, where it's across that giant gorge and you're going very, very, very fast. And the harness doesn't look very big. And there's some serious thrill seekers out there because there's also this one called the Terror Dactyl at Cave of the Winds, which is essentially like a giant swing in the mountains. And I'm like, nope. Like I almost threw up just watching it. Like, no, thank you.
That does sound fun.
I'm trying to convince Ashley if we can get tickets because Nebraska plays Colorado in Boulder next year. I would love to go to that game.
Oh, I'll be there.
I can't wait to go back. I love Colorado. That was a lot of fun.